everyone, and welcome to the Week 30 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls of the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We start in San Jose in Sunday's big Western Conference match between the Quakes and RSL. It was decided by an 87th-minute game winner from Matias Perez Garcia, which kept the Quakes in the playoff race. It was a dramatic strike, and MPG took off his shirt to celebrate, which is an automatic caution per the laws of the game. But he was already on a yellow, and that meant a red card and an upcoming one-game suspension for San Jose's influential playmaker. But lost in all the attention paid to that red card was the fact that Quincy Amarikwa was offside at the start of the play, and it was Amarikwa who served the ball back to MPG for the shot. But Frank Anderson doesn't flag it despite being in excellent position. Credit goes to Sean Johnson and Ryan Sanders for flagging it to us on Twitter. To Montreal, where John Mills on Twitter spotted an elbow delivered by DC's Michael Farfan on impact defender Vandré Lefebvre after the whistle had already blown. No cards come out on Farfan, but what stands out to me is that Farfan doesn't merely bump him, but he raises his arm to make contact with Lefebvre. I would have gone straight red on that one. In the 52nd minute, Montreal hero Didier Drogba got himself a yellow card to go with his 2 goals on the afternoon when he flails his arm at DC defender Steve Birnbaum. And Drogba is correctly cautioned by referee Jerry Marufo for reckless play. But in the ensuing discussions between the players, Drogba also puts his hand on Bobby Boswell's face, which we know is a no-no in MLS. That was Jay Duke highlighting that one to us on Twitter. Another one you may have missed this weekend, from Columbus. We don't have a replay from the broadcast, but it sure looks like Cruz Azul's Federico Higuain delivers an elbow to Portland's Jorge Villafaña in the 88th minute. It's good enough for a yellow for referee Silvio Petrescu, but I agree with Bartholomew on Twitter. I would have gone red. As it turns out, Higuain stays in the match, and in the 92nd minute, he literally gets chopped down by Timbers sub Georges Fauchive. The Portland Timbers midfielder gets a yellow, but I'd argue it should have been a red for use of excessive force. But the debate after this game, a 2-1 road win for the Timbers, centered around what was believed to be an equalizing goal by Ethan Finlay that was called back for an offside position, signaled by assistant Catherine Nesbitt in the 64th minute. The crux of this one is simple. Does Kai Kamara get a touch on the ball? Because if he does, then Finlay's definitely offside. And after watching it a few times, it does look like the ball grazes Kamara's quad right here. And it helps that that hunch looks to be backed up by our friend Soccer Photogrammetry on Twitter, who did a GIF motion graphic on the path of the ball, which you should check out for yourself. We're not done from Mafre Stadium, oh no. We had Justin, Chad Reed, Daniel Hillshafer, and Derek Pacheco, who all thought that Darlington Nagbe was hacked in the box by Will Trapp, and after seeing the replays, I have to agree. But Petrescu doesn't call it. It would have been the rare PK foul preceded by a wedgie. We're still not done in Columbus. One more, 63rd minute, and goalkeeper Steve Clark rushes off his line to stop Portland's Diego Valeri on this long ball. I know your first reaction is, handball outside the box by the keeper. Well, if we slow it down, and it's too bad we don't have a second angle, it looks like Clark whiffs on making contact with his fists, and instead the ball hits his chest. So great call there from the ref. And no, it would not have been dog-so had he called it. The presence of the other defender matters there. To Gillette Stadium and the penalty kick earned by the New England Revolution. It's the 35th minute, and Lee Wynn is brought down by Fabinho. No doubt about it. And the Revs wanted another penalty in the 53rd minute, and I think they have an argument. Philly's Michael Lahoud pokes the ball away from Charlie Davies, but he goes through the player to do it. No whistle from referee Alan Kelly. I thought we saw an excellent no call by referee Armando Villarreal in Kansas City. You see Clint Dempsey and Eric Palmer Brown both reach out for this ball in the box, and Dempsey winds up staying on the ground. But that's a fair challenge. 2 players going for the ball. I say play on was the right call. But I thought the Red Bulls probably should have had a late penalty in their wild match against Orlando City on Friday. Look at how Luke Bowden undercuts Anatol Abang and basically takes him out of the play. I agree with Rich on Twitter. That's a foul to me, but referee Jorge Gonzalez doesn't call it. There's absolutely no questioning Gonzalez on the Matt Miazga red card in the 77th minute. Miazga stops the promising attack by spinning Brian Roches like a top. And that followed this obvious yellow for a foul on Breck Shea in the first half. Miazga and his coach Jesse Marsh, who was also dismissed from the match by the ref, will both be forced to sit out the Red Bulls' next match on Saturday against Columbus. Next up, stop-up center and Robbie Keane wanted a handball in the box called on Dallas defender Matt Hedges in the 56th minute, but referee Baldomero Toledo rightfully looks away in my opinion. Hedges didn't have any time to react to the ball that came off the woodwork. The Galaxy would score on the ensuing corner kick, and it was the game winner in a 3-2 win. FC Dallas scored late in this one to make it close, but I think Stephen Kipple makes a good point on Twitter. On the replay, it looks like Atiba Harris is ever so slightly offside on the back heel touch by Hedges. And that's a real hard call to make in real time by the far side assistant, Ian Anderson. And we end in Vancouver, where we highlight this great call by assistant Marco Arruda, flagging Christian Teixeira for offside on this pass. He is leaning. Teixeira puts it into the net, but it doesn't count. And now we show you 5 PK shots in quick succession, 2 of which were called. Number 1 comes in the 50th minute. Harjan Pada on Twitter spots this RJ Allen foul on Jordan Harvey in the box, but it's not called. It looks to me like Allen has a good chunk of Harvey's jersey in his hand. And then in the 74th minute, Vancouver's Octavio Rivero is appealing for some sympathy after Allen pushes him from behind. I think that was a penalty, but still no call from referee Ricardo Salazar, who does go to his whistle on this 50-50 ball in the 87th minute. It looks to me like Angelino and Kendall Waston get to this ball at the same time, and I don't see a foul. But Salazar points to the spot, and Vancouver's Pedro Morales scores the momentary equalizer. Momentary because NYCFC continued their push for the winning goal to stay alive in the Eastern Conference playoff race. First, there was the suspicious fall by Andrea Pirlo in the box. We can't tell for sure from the available angle if he's actually tripped up by Jordan Harvey. But then in the 4th minute of stoppage time, Vancouver midfielder Matias Laba is called for the foul on Frank Lampard. And here's all you need to know about this one. Even Lampard himself admitted after the fact that it was not a penalty. But it still counts, and David Villa keeps NYCFC's playoff hopes alive. What did you think about the 2 penalty calls in Vancouver? Let us know in the comment section below, and a big hug to all of you out there who tweet at us using the hashtag InstaReplay. For our editor, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!